Welcome, everyone, to this bonus episode of Knight's Quest that we are calling Nighttime. Nighttime. This is just us talking about the show, things that we've enjoyed so far, thoughts that we've got going on. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if we're actually going to release this, so if it's released, you're welcome. But this is happening because Jamie's making macaroni while we're in between recording episodes, and so if you hear boiling and cooking in the background, that's the macaroni. But we thought our conversation now might be something.
Amazing if you heard a sound and you were like, "That's boiling water in a pot. I know that sound." That would be incredible. Kudos to you.
That's our quality blue snowball microphone.
I would know.
Yeah,
it's a very familiar sound to you.
Yeah,
the cooking of mac.
Yeah, I definitely want to bring a Zajax back.
Oh yeah,
Zajax is the best.
I've already thought of some ways that he can make a return.
Well, I mean, he's just a traveling dude.
I know,
Yeah.
makes it easy.
And I love that when we got his legitimate innermost thoughts, they were partially, these guys are suckers who are gonna buy my stuff, but also these are, my wares are legitimate. They're not crap stuff that's gonna break after a second or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of a jerk who's putting on a show, but he also actually is kind of honest.
He's honest as Ajax. Also, I gotta ask, do those boots feel so good that they could make an old woman's spine go back to normal? Or what?
He said something about how oh boy, I wish I could remember it. It was really funny though. It was like an old woman's who has spine problems.
Realign her.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, they do.
They do? That's good.
They've got just the right amount of arch support.
Good.
That they don't feel like athletic shoes, but they're supported. They're good. The arches are there, but they're also super soft.
What are you guys' thoughts on 5.1s so far? We've only done one episode so far of it, but
when we're done and we're not focusing on recording and telling the story, I want to work more on transferring everything over, the items and such, so I can stop flipping back to this one.
do it right now.
But now I'm making pasta, and we're talking, and we're
always talking.
I guess. Okay. All right, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm full of those. What do you guys? This is one of the questions. For those of you listening, Knight's Quest, the podcast was inspired by Knight's Quest, the book that I wrote in high school with a buddy, and every now and then we would do nighttime. That's what this is. Where I would just ask Jamie and Jake questions about it. So I think
because we were reading through it together.
We went through it together. So it took place in the same world. I don't know if you guys want information on that. Leave comments or something. I don't know. On the Instagram posts. To let me know if you're interested. But one of the questions I would always ask is, what do you guys think is going to happen next, and what do you want to happen next?
Well, and this is it's a delicate circumstance that I'm in that I do have a bit of a hand in what happens.
Right.
And so there's a part of me where each character kind of has their own separate goals, and I want to try and push in those directions.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I want to happen next is, legitimately, I don't necessarily want to go back to Goldon. I would very much like to continue to explore the world, go further onward.
Yeah.
What do I expect to happen? A lot of nonsense unrelated to what we're doing.
I'm gonna be honest, that was the same stuff you said about the old Knight's Quest too.
Well, no, but I mean, in old Knight's Quest, I was just kind of going with the flow. I was always wanting more world building stuff, but that was mostly because in the original Knight's Quest there was so much bickering and so much getting weighed down in nonsense. Mm-hmm. And so,
in a way, it was really fascinating that the two authors were kind of fighting with each other for how the story was going to play out. That's interesting, but it also got old really quickly, and we became very frustrated with one of the guys in particular who was writing it.
Because
it was rough.
Because now that I kind of have a more direct influence, I want to influence the story in ways that is interesting and is conducive to good adventuring, but I also don't want to step on your toes, so that's tough.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh no, Rainer Bjornsson, Jamie.
Yeah.
What do you think will happen? What do you want to happen?
I expect... I don't know. I know that what we're kind of hoping for is for this to blossom into something bigger in scope. Like, I don't picture us just going after this gang. Although it's a super cool development, I don't picture that being the end-all of the story, you know? So obviously, what I'm kind of expecting is that it's somehow going to get bigger. And what I'm hoping... Boy, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to step away from trying to picture what my character is thinking, who doesn't know about this bigger scope of... We're playing a game that's an adventure, and it's probably going to get bigger. And, like, Rainer wouldn't be thinking that, you know? So it's interesting to step away from that and try to picture it more objectively, like, what we're going to do as storytellers. Jeez, I'm not sure. That was a lot of words to say literally nothing, so you're welcome. You're so welcome.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think is going to happen next. What do you guys want to have happen next?
And we won't listen.
Partly because, I don't know if we've mentioned this, but all the episodes that we're releasing, we recorded a while back. They're all kind of stockpiled
We're
up.
in the future from you.
This is the
poor,
future.
Pitiful souls.
By this
trapped in
point,
the
we've
past.
probably already recorded episode 20. Who knows? But yeah, we just kind of like to stay ahead of the game. So, unfortunately, your comments are a bit too late, or will be delayed a while until they actually have any influence.
Right.
But please leave them. We love hearing your thoughts.
This is kind of unrelated, but when just I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before, I was listening back to. It hasn't been made into an edited episode yet, but it was the raw audio of the whole thing with the mines and the Bas Al Ghul episode. And
Everyone listening is like, what are you talking about? Of course it's an episode.
yeah, at this point in time where we are, it hasn't been. Oh, in a sense, we are in the past. Holy crap, this is confusing. We're in the future and the past. And I was listening to that, and there was a bit where we all promised Oliver at the end that we'll come by and buy more vegetables, and now we've left town, and we're probably never gonna see that.
Never gonna get those vegetables.
Nope, we're not even gonna see him again, probably. And I was like, oh, goodbye, my sweet Oliver. We hardly knew you.
We hardly knew you.
But actually...
Yeah, I'm saying.
There's a lot of characters that I feel like emotionally attached to, but we they had like a scene like
like Tanner.
Like Tanner and Taylor.
And Taylor.
But
Man, crowd
in a way-
favorites, truly.
In a way, I'm glad, because that speaks to, like, I mean, most of these have been, I don't know. I'm gonna gush and rant for a bit about things I think are cool, which in this case is your guys' skill at improv, because I feel like that speaks to how good you both are at, like, even when it's just, oh, we need a character for this thing, even if it's only a one-time thing, so much heart goes into it that we remember them. At least I do. And, like, I really love those characters, even though I'm sure if I went back and listened to it, it would be a very short amount of time that they were actually in the story. But they're great. Like, I absolutely love it.
I mean, I'm in love with Ulrich, guard of the door. We literally started off with like, I'm like, I should probably be a guard in this location to greet everybody. And then he got his own moment. I think it also speaks to just the pace that we take.
Yeah, where we go really quick and then we just stop
Yeah,
for like
it's true.
20 minutes.
We're gonna spend a whole scene insulting a beggar.
Yeah.
Which can we just appreciate that that's how Noble Mincer was born? Was you saying I hope no one heard this, and I say a random passerby totally heard this, who turned
so good.
into Noble Mincer.
The most important character.
Literally the most important character.
I am the most important.
Who literally doesn't
he's the
do his
he's
job.
the protagonist.
I am the hero of the story.
Well, he did say that, I believe.
I don't know if he's a particularly religious man, but if he was, he would definitely think he's literally the hero of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I don't know, what have been some of your favorite moments so far, Jake?
I have been enjoying a lot of the small moments. I've been enjoying kind of fleshing out the individual characters, because I feel like Jonathan and Katrina both have their own brand of sass.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jonathan is a lot less direct about it, and Katrina is like straight to the gut. Let's go. And I kind of like that because I feel like her character is very cut and dry, cut to the chase, black and white, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan's very playful. He's very tricksy and jokesy. And then Quiz, I'm still trying to figure out Quiz. I don't really know what his deal is yet.
So many of these things that started off as jokes, I don't envy you guys the task of having to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
Especially the cow thing.
Because I feel like he's kind of on a quest for knowledge, but I feel like he also doesn't really know what he's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been tough. But I've been really enjoying, like especially naming characters has been really fun.
Mm.
But creating a character purely vocally, I think that really adds to, like, once you hear that voice, you can kind of see the physicality of what that person might look like, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very tough. It's very tempting to just go back to the moments I think are funniest, because I remember them clearly because I was, like, on the floor laughing. But avoiding that and trying to think of the moments I really, like, appreciate the most, I think, boy, there have been a couple moments where this is gonna sound very cheesy, but there have been a couple moments where while we're talking or while you are describing something in particular, Nathan, I could almost hear, like, background music, like a movie score or something. One of them was the crazy bat thing where we just went for it and stepped into the cloud of bats,
yeah.
Which I still hold would be an excellent Game of Thrones title, A Cloud of Bats. And one of them was that. One of them was when we came out of the mine, and there was a moment where the three magicians just, like, sat down and didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so cool the way you talked about that, and, like, the way we kind of cut over to what Katrina was doing, and it was the end of the day for everyone, and they had all had such different experiences. And that really, that blew me away. I felt like, it sounds cliche, but I really felt like I could see that scene, you know? And it's been so much fun listening to how that plays out and imagining different ways that can go forward.
Yeah. I think some of my favorite moments have just been when jokes became reality, like the cow painting.
Yeah.
I think when the cows ripped in half in episode 1 and fluttered together, or when Quiz found the book of cows and realized that Leroy had been painting the essence of cow, and so what did that mean? I love the moment where we made the joke that Leroy had been being fed, like, moldy bread, and I rolled a 1, and so it became true.
That was the reason he's not quite as mentally there as some of the other characters.
Right.
Oh no.
Special bread.
I was absolutely dying when I just meant to stir up a little bit of confusion as like a one-off joke, like, oh, all these rooms look the same, maybe you got them mixed up. And you just, like it wasn't even a thing. You were just like, oh no, there's the bedroom, and there's the bread room, and there's the that's what I said room. By the time you were on the second of those 3, I was already laughing. And by the time you got to the that's what I said room, I was losing it. Like, I was just gone, and it's such a wonderful memory.
Man,
because it's the room you can't go in.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Man, I'm on board with Jake where I would love to go and explore. But there's so much I want to still do in Goldon. Like, go into the That's What I Said room. Or...
oh, it'll happen eventually.
Or check on how Salazar's doing. Man, I miss that guy.
Just a little bit of behind-the-scenes info here, folks. Jake just walked over to my, like, apartment pantry and just took out some peanut butter and ate it. Like...
is that weird?
Apropos of nothing, I was expecting you to ask me... And you were just like, no, man, I'm just going to take some peanut butter.
Would you have said no?
No, of course not.
I kind of just assumed that, like, when you guys are at my house, the food is free range unless I say it's Lindsay's.
Oh, I definitely didn't know that.
It is fine.
Unless I say that like those are Lindsay's snacks.
Right, right. It is fine, but for some reason it really caught me off guard that you were like, it's peanut butter time now. I'm going to take some.
I've been thinking about cookie butter this whole time,
Ooh,
and it's the
okay.
closest thing that I have.
Yeah, if you guys haven't, go check out Jake's podcast, Pen Sword, where he and his friend Josh just talk about stuff, and it's pretty. It's pretty.
Sounds so boring.
They just talk about things for an hour.
I'll admit, I've been finding it hard to come up with a good description when I want to explain it to people.
I know, so have we. I think it's been. I mean, we can cut all of this, but
No, we'll give you a plug. We'll give you a plug because you guys plugged us.
I mean, we're just two guys who want to talk about stuff. We're two guys who want to have fun and learn about each other and about life, and just want to talk about everything that fits our fancy.
Yeah, it's super casual. I mean, I enjoy listening because I feel like I'm a part of the conversation, like I'm listening. And the Instagram posts are really fun and engaging too. So you guys don't have to, but if you like hearing Jake talk, I would recommend listening to that, following the Instagram post. Because they talk about everything from eating cookie butter to pirate facts to what a rainbow bridge is and all kinds of stuff.
We're gonna go to Rainbow Bridge. Is Rainbow Bridge in Hidgety?
Oh my god.
No.
Rainbow Bridgety?
I wasn't until you literally said that.
Oh no.
No, we've already got some things
Yeah,
in the G.
no.
We've already got plenty.
Jake won't say this, but he and Josh are so incredibly good at like bouncing ideas off of each other and keeping the conversation or the joke going, and they just have this amazing flow of like continuing the idea and making it more interesting or more funny, and it's a really fun show.
Yeah. So you check it out. Also, leave a comment of what your favorite moments of Night's Quest have been so far. Love to hear those. You can comment them on Facebook or Instagram, or you could send us an email at nights.quest10
Do we have an email?
at gmail.com. Yeah, that's how you
didn't know
get.
that.
You need an email to
have
make
an
Instagram.
email to make everything.
Yeah, I tried
Oh,
making Night's
interesting.
Quest, just nights.quest at gmail, but that was taken, so I tried Night's Quest 1, and I got to 10. So 10 is the 10th one.
Okay.
I probably should have gone nights.quest.podcast. That
Or
would've been good.
Nights.quest20.
Oh, because it's a D20.
Yeah.
Hey, I like
It's
that.
10, so
Okay.
It's too late to go back now.
literally, it is, because
It's the point of no return.
This pasta's taken a while.
hey, more bonus episode time for everybody else.
How are you guys doing? Good?
You guys doing
Good.
good?
Are you asking us or the listeners?
The listeners.
Oh.
I love the illusion.
Are you guys doing well when I do this?
Jesus.
Talk close to the mic.
I couldn't even hear that, but it still scared me all the same.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing, Buttercup?
I love the illusion, even though it's partially not real. I love when someone recording something online takes the time to be like, hey, I care about you and I hope things are going okay. Because obviously they're not literally talking to the person, but in a way, you can both kind of, not pretend, that's not a good word for it, but I'm
project.
bungling this explanation. Yeah, project.
You can project good vibes for them.
Yeah.
I don't know what
In a
you're doing.
sense-
I'm actually communicating to every person listening to this podcast right now through telepathy and time travel.
Yeah, of course. Because we've established that we're both in the past and we're in the future.
Yeah, I don't get actually how we're in the future. That
No,
one
no,
actually, now that I
because
think about it, I don't
We
get it.
always
No.
exist at the exact point
Yes.
that we are being listened to.
Yes.
We are
Ah.
Schrodinger's voice. we always exist and don't exist unless being listened to.
Because at this point, right now, we are like 10 or 12 episodes into the story. Everyone else is only at 1. So in that sense, we're in the future. But
Yes, we were recording
by the
this.
time-
There's only been
yes.
one episode.
Yes, but here's the interesting thing, is that by the time they hear this...
There will be 11 episodes.
No, shoot, I had a really good explanation for why we're also in the past, and now I can't think of it.
Well, that's how we're in the past.
Because... Oh god, this is hurting my brain to think about. I'm gonna stop. Anyway,
Yeah, fun stuff.
I had something else I wanted to say, and now I can't think of it.
Special items.
Woo!
How can I get you guys to use them more? But sometimes I realize I haven't created many situations where it makes sense for
Yeah,
you
I was gonna say
kick a butt or
I haven't really
use a
needed
disguise
to
kit.
stab somebody in the back or like reverse something that I can touch or
You've done so many cool things with the reverse thing, though.
yeah.
That was so epic.
And the disguise kit,
yeah.
like we've been in town for like 2 seconds.
That's true. We just got there.
No, I at least in my head, and maybe even sharing this with you, Nathan, is influencing things a little bit. But in my head, I was thinking, oh shoot, we're about to run into some baddies, some fellows of ill repute, and that's definitely going to bring more, if not outright fights, at least conflict. Where certain things such as the Amulet of Chance. I haven't forgotten about the Amulet of Chance. I want everybody to know that might come into play a bit more.
Just be reckless, recluse, and start.
What?
A reckless recluse.
A reckless recluse.
Like someone who lives by themselves but also takes big risks?
No. It's a spider that has none of its own safety is in mind.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna...
Stop it. Stop writing. You're not doing anything productive.
Oh my
You're only hurting
How do you spell
yourself.
recluse?
Recluse.
Okay.
I think.
I know how to spell reckless.
Reckless recluse. God.
Wow.
You know what? No.
Reckless recluse.
I'm just cutting off that sentence at the head. That's not happening. Forget it. You'll never know what I was gonna say.
I bet I do.
That it was a little wordy, but otherwise it would be a pretty good band name.
I've come up with many good band names on this
I
podcast.
have a list.
You do?
I have a running list.
Let me see. Let me hear.
So good. I've heard most of them, I think.
From this podcast or just in general?
Some of them are from
Yeah.
this podcast, but
Oh, okay.
a lot of them are from in general. So we have...
My personal favorite is You Didn't Fall, I Pushed You.
Oh, that one's missing from my new list. I'm
you gotta
gonna
put it in.
add that one.
Yeah.
All right. Cue the music. It's time for Jake's list of good band names.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Quench the Pain, because you can acronym that into Q-Tip. Death Metal Equine. Horns and Halos.
Wait, like a horse?
Yeah,
Okay.
but death metal.
Yeah.
Horns and Halos. City Poachers. Raspberry Shenanigans. Steampunk Genius. Edible Dynamite. Jenko Fett. Amber Glow. Top Shelf Cookie.
Wait, isn't Amber Glow, isn't that a real band?
Is it?
No, Amber...
Amber Run.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of. Yep.
Top Shelf Cookie. Sleeping on Sawdust. The Fence is Not Forever. The Brothers Grin with an N. Love Pentagram. Mobius Stripper. Chasing Eli. Hot Danger Danger.
I really like that one, yeah.
Whiskey Angels. Wild Mustangs. Devil's Handbag.
Yeah, from last episode, yeah.
And You Didn't Fall, I Pushed You. And
You
also,
Didn't Fall, I
also,
Pushed You also sounds like it would be like a Panic at the Disco song or something.
yeah, or an album. Also, Zero Gear.
Ooh. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are all my band names.
they're good. They're interesting. Most of them are good and interesting. A few of them are just funny.
Yeah, also, there was a couple that I thought of, and I think they might actually be real things. One of them that I had an idea for was like a death metal or like a heavy metal Disney band called Happily Never After. But I think that's too easy to not already be a band.
Probably.
Yeah.
So,
Again, this is
Or at least the podcast somewhere.
very actually similar to what Pen Sword would be like.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of us chatting. Pen Sword. Again, check it out. Well, thank you guys for joining us for nighttime. I'm considering renaming it Pasta Talk because it's just us talking while Jamie makes pasta.
I have made pasta twice now. It might become a thing.
Mac and G's.
No. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this bonus episode. Regular episode will still be posted on Friday. I assume, again, this is being recorded months before I upload it. But I guarantee you it will be one on Friday. So we're going to start recording the next episode. So we'll see you guys on Friday. And if you like nighttime, let us know in the comments. And if you do, we'll make more of it.
Nathan, we're not going to see them.
We'll see them eventually.
Oh, you need
All right.
Oh, you have one. Yeah.
See you guys on the flop side.
Goodbye.
Bye!